What Mattel has done with the Jurassic Park/Jurassic World brand is nothing short of astounding, but not all of it has been perfect. There is still room for improvement. To start, I will touch on what figures I don't really like. Now, as I don't have every figure that Mattel has made, I can only comment on what I currently possess in my collection. To start, the Dino Rivals Savage Strike Pachycephalosaurus. This figure is a repaint of the Legacy Collection Pachy, which had the classic Lost World colors. The base color of the Savage Strike figure is purple, and the stripes are a darker shade of the same color. Why? Why purple? And more, the tail looks flipped, meaning the stripes on the tail are on the underside. I've never understood that. The other figure I don't like as much is from the same series as the figure mentioned before, the Savage Strike Stygimoloch. The figure itself is alright, I suppose. It has the colorations and patterns of the Stygi and Fallen Kingdom, which is very good and realistic, and they seem to be what you would expect to be on a small herbivore like this. But the problem I have with this figure is its action feature. When you push the tail down, the head and neck get sucked down into the body, which unnerves the crap out of me. I don't like the action feature. It's weird and it feels kind of lazy. I get why they did it. It's a relative of the Pachycephalosaurus. It's a headbutting dinosaur. So you want a headbutting action. But the way they went about it, I don't like. Third on the list I don't really like is the Fallen Kingdom Roarivore Triceratops. While a perfectly fine figure of this animal, it's just boring to me. I got mine as a gift, even though it was the most common Roarivore at my local Walmart for a long time. I wouldn't pay money for it though. It's just not exciting to me. If it had a more interesting color scheme, I might buy it, but as it is, again, it's just boring. Alright, enough being negative. Let's talk about my top 10 figures from the Jurassic Park/World Mattel line. Number 10. The Attack Pack Dimorphodons, the Dracorex, and the Green Velociraptor. These are the best figures I have from the Attack Pack line. The Dimorphodon, both colors, are very good figures for such little money. They are fully articulated and can take either a sitting or perching position, or a flying position. The Dracorex is, again, articulated on all four limbs, as well as the head and the base of the neck. This allows for numerous poses, from simply walking or grazing, or more active behaviors, such as a charge. The Green Velociraptor is such a unique pose for that animal, compared to the other Attack Pack Raptors, that is so dynamic and interesting, and I wish we saw more of this level of pose in these figures. The Savage Strike Tapejara, number 9. A very nice figure. This is the most striking figure I've seen, actually. The orange and deep blues on the wings are very nice, and the bright blue and scarlet on the leading edge of the head crest draw your eyes right to the face of the animal. The wing flapping action feature is simple, yet very nice. Number 8. The Savage Strike Triceratops. This is a beautiful dinosaur, and one I'm glad to have a toy made of it. The color of the toy is a dark blue with markings of gold and purplish brown on the back and on the front of the frill. The frill is lined with long gray spikes with a horn of the same color on the animal's nose. The action feature is triggered by pushing down the tail, which pushes the head upwards, allowing the animal to bash over small figures with its nose and horn. This is a badass little herbivore and one I highly recommend tracking down. Number 7. The small battle damage figures. Being a series exclusive to Walmart, I was able to pick up 7 of these figures. Being larger in figures, similar in size to the aforementioned Styracosaurus, they are higher quality. Their color schemes are, on average, more detailed. As standard for this line, the figures have a section of their bodies, generally on their flank, I should say, that can be pressed. This triggers a panel to slide away, revealing a nasty wound. Number 6. The Fallen Kingdom Roarivore Baryonyx. This toy has an amazing sculpt, with small osteoderms donning its back, harkening to its superficial resemblance to modern crocodiles. Its base color is a grayish brown with dark blue markings on its head, neck, back, tail, and thighs. Its head also features more blue markings, but these were a metallic sky blue. The figure does feature sound effects, though several roars that are noticeably from the series Tyrannosaurus, which take it down a notch in my ranking. Number 5. We start the top 5 off with the battle-damaged Albertosaurus. This is a fantastic figure. The sculpt is amazing, with what are either small spikes or osteoderms dotting its back. The color of the figure is an olive green as its base, with a deep red on its head, neck, and on its back above the shoulder. The lower jaw and its throat are colored a light cream. The figure has 2 red gashes scarring its right leg on the thigh. The battle damage feature is on the right side. It reveals a set of off-white ribs. Pressing the ribs reveals a soft molded rubber, representing the Albertosaurus's internal organs. This is a very unique feature that takes the prior battle damage feature and improves on it immensely. I highly recommend finding this figure. Number 4. The battle-damaged Colossal Tyrannosaurus Rex. This figure is massive. I measured it in at a total length of 41 inches. The battle-damaged variant has red paint on it, highlighting scratch marks and scars. This variant also has sound effects, which are made when the jaws are open, which are done by hand. You can also feed the minifigures from the blind bag to this T-Rex, and retrieve them through a hatch on the underside of its body. The neck and tail of this figure are rubber, providing some of that glorious, real-feel dino skin we all love. This T-Rex truly earns the word colossal and is truly a sight to behold. If you don't have one now, I highly advise picking one up. I assure you, it will quickly become the centerpiece of your collection. Number 3. Every so often, Mattel releases a figure that everyone wants. In the past year, it was things like the Brachiosaurus, the battle-damaged Spinosaurus, and the Destroy and Devour Indominus Rex. However, before all that, it was the Carnotaurus. When figures of this figure were first leaked, everyone lost their collective minds, and for good reason. The sculpt is amazing, with the skin texture on the head and body perfectly made. The colors too were fabulous, a deep crimson and brownish red on top with a white cream on the underside. What's most is the action feature. The head just cranes forward and jaws that open up just before snapping shut. This animal is a fantastic rendition of the Fallen Kingdom Carnotaurus. For a while, this was the biggest figure I actually had. It dwarfs the Roarivores, and for someone who's just starting out, it is a fantastic piece. If you can't afford the Colossal T-Rex, get the Carnotaurus for a dinosaur that will instantly catch a visitor's eye. And for a Wave 1 dinosaur, 3rd place isn't too bad. Not at all. Number 2. The Bite and Fight Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now we're talking. This dinosaur is amazing, with not 1 but 2 action features, and the full articulation we've come to expect. This Rex rightly beats out its older brother. With a more muted gray-brown than the red-brown of prior Mattel Rexes, it's a welcome change to the color. The tail can whip to the side to knock down an attacking figure, and a jaw that can grab out to the side is a stunning attack. The Bite and Fight Tyrannosaurus Rex is my highest rated Rex on the list, and at number 2, that's pretty respectable. Number 1. The Fallen Kingdom Indoraptor. This model is fantastic. The sculpt is amazing, with each individual scale marked onto the body. It has so many points of articulation, and it holds up the poses so well that people can use it for an interesting photography or even stop-motion animation, which some people have actually done. I can't praise the Indoraptor enough, and seeing it on my shelf always brings a smile to my face. At first place in my top 10, this hybrid is surely a force to be reckoned with. Now, a couple of honorable mentions includes the Legacy Compin T-Rex. This is a lovely little Rex and one I'd happily recommend. With a posable neck and head as well as the standard points of articulation, you can get this animal into a couple of pretty good poses. Despite being a little smaller than the standard adult Rex, if you compare it with the scale of the human figures, it's a lovely figure. The Roarivore Ceratosaurus. I was rather conflicted whether to put the Baryonyx at number 6 or this figure. The Fallen Kingdom Ceratosaurus is an amazing figure. It looks like they pulled it directly from Jurassic Park 3, or maybe from Jurassic World Evolution. Either way, the sculpt is fantastic. I love this animal. The only problem with it is that it does have some T-Rex roars, and I have some trouble getting it to stand, which took it away from its ranking in the top 10. But regardless, it's still a rather nice figure. Number 3 in the honorable mentions, the Savage Strike Dilophosaurus. The purple color on this figure is odd, to be sure, but the bright colors of the frill are truly eye-catching. It splashes of yellow, orange, and red. The dual head crest and the back of the figure are accented in deep red, giving the figure a unique look. However, the colors are not the only thing about this figure I love. It also squirts water, in a direct yet respectful reference to the classic Kenner's figures from the 90s. Mattel, you've done wonders with the Jurassic brand, but as a whole there is still a few widespread issues. Distribution is one. Toys are either going to certain areas and not at all to others. Certain countries only get some things. Stock numbers have also been a problem. Stores are overstocked with certain things, and other things are near absent or missing entirely. I'm not sure if that is the fault of the stores stocking or somewhere in Mattel. Something also asked for is more human figures and playsets. The story packs and the Lava Surge playset is a fantastic start, but we need more. Why not something like a raptor pen or a partially destroyed/destroyable RV trailer for our battle at Big Rock Allosaurus to attack? Your ultimate Baryonyx breakout is a great step in that direction, but keep going. Also, we've been asking for a Ford Explorer, the vehicle from the first movie, so if you could give us that, we'd love it. Thank you all so much for listening and watching. These videos take a bit of time to make, and I truly appreciate that you guys want to hear from me. I will see you all next time, and remember, we've changed the Jurassic toys before when we took it away from Hasbro. I think we can help guide Mattel to what we'd like more of. Thank you all for listening. I am Ian Benoit, signing off.